Talmadge, Ohio. It's only like an hour and 15 minutes from the house, so I drove up there to chat with somebody face to face just to learn the things that I didn't know, and so I actually got it up there. They'll take it back. I already talked to them on the phone. I can either mail it up or drive it up. I'll probably mail it out. There's not much sense in going back up there now.
Yeah, copy. How long have you had your license? How long have you been a general, or are you an extra?
I just got my license at the end of February, beginning of March. I went technician to I had a license years ago. I had a technician, never really used it, let it expire, and I went and tested to general with plans to get my extra. The radio club near me actually had a test in March, but I wasn't quite ready, so I'll probably go in April and try to make it all the way to extra.
Yeah, copy. Hey, I didn't catch your call. Can you read that to me?
Kilo Charlie 3 Yankee Oscar Bravo. I'm operating out of northern West Virginia tonight.
All right, I'm fairly new. You're going to have to give that to me one time. It's a little bit slower. I got KC.
Kilo Charlie 3 Yankee Oscar Bravo.
Okay, KC3 YOB. Got it. I got my technician license in February 13th, and I upgraded to general March 9th. So I was 2 weeks technician. I started studying, and for 1 week, and went to get my general. So it's been almost 2 weeks now, I think, somewhere around there, that I've been a general.
Well, so far so good. You sound good here. My antenna's oriented north-south, so I don't want to say struggle with Georgia and states in the south, but they never usually seem to come in as clear. I get out to like Wisconsin and Minnesota really well from the house, and sometimes I can get over the Rocky Mountains and pick up West Coast stuff, but not very often on 20 and 40.
Yeah, what kind of antenna are you running?
It's an offset fed dipole. I think it's a buckshot. I forget what bands it's resonant on. I know 20, 40. It doesn't do 80 real well, and a 17, 15, and 10. I think.
Yeah. Is this Ross, by the way? I'm about to log you in as a contact.
Yeah, QSO. This is Ross. Same. I'll hit you on QRZ here.
I'm just the day I got my general, I went to ham radio outlet, and I got a 155-foot infed. It's not right off the ground. It's probably only 15 feet, maybe even less. But kind of overestimated what I had to work with. I thought I had 150 or so feet to run a straight line. I was way off. I kind of Google Earth measured it and tried to take an alternate route, but it's up, and it seems to be doing pretty good.
Yeah, QSO, you're 5'9" here. You sound real good. Yeah, mine's only up about 28 feet. The literature on the antenna suggested 30 plus, and I couldn't quite get there. So 28 it is, and yeah, I've been across the pond a couple times on 10 meters. 10 meters has been pretty good lately. I've been talking to Europe. I actually talked to a guy in Japan last night. Ironically enough, he was only running 50 watts. I guess that's all they're allowed to run over there, and I could hear him like he was next door.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The 10 feet is all I really have to get up and off of the ladder. I've never shot one up with a slingshot yet or anything. I guess I can do that to try to get a little bit higher. I guess the higher would be better. But I've been doing pretty good with it, made some good contacts. Also today, which was pretty cool, it was my first, not that I've been doing it in a long time, but I had a air mobile contact with a Boeing 737 that was flying over Washington State, I think it was.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's funny. I had a technician license back in the day. It's a long story. When I was in college, we had a sort of communications and antenna theory course, and and the professor was an operator, and he wasn't a very good professor, and at the end of the semester we had the option to take a test that he wrote, which we were all pretty certain that we would all fail, or he allowed us to take the ham radio license, and technician got you a C, general got you a B, and extra got you an A, so we all took our technician licenses, took our C's, and took our lumps and moved on. Never did anything with it. In hindsight, I shouldn't have let it expire, but yeah, so just almost 20 years later, I finally kind of get into it and actually enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, I had a good friend of mine who was an amateur radio guy. About 30 years ago, he kind of got me introduced. Played around with it for a while. He sold me an Icon 706. I never really did anything with, but I worked with him. We worked at a CB shop, so I was into HF radios, CB. We repaired and did stuff like that. Then kind of just moved on and forgot about it for about 30 years, kind of procrastinated. Every once in a while I would say, hey, I want to get my license. I would take the radio out, listen to it, and put it up. So procrastination for 30 years, finally did it.
Yeah, it's funny too. I know a couple guys I work with. There's a handful of us down at the plant where I work, and one guy's a general, and a couple technicians. And the technician guys are all enamored with getting on their handhelds and hitting the local repeaters. And there's not much traffic on them, so it's whatever. I don't even have a UHF VHF. I do have one of those cheap Chinese Baofangs that I use on FRS and DMRS channels for like deer hunting and whatnot, but I don't really find UHF VHF to be all that interesting. HF is really what intrigues me, so I hardly ever turn my UHF VHF radio on.
You know, coming from the CB side, I thought the same thing, that I wasn't even going to be interested in 2-meter, but I have one in my service vehicle. I drive a service vehicle all day, pretty much all day, every day.